How hard was your process on moving to Japan? Like, what's your accommodation situation here in Fukuoka currently, and what are your expenses monthly? Do you have any advice for anyone watching that might be interested in coming to Japan, either for work or as a student? Would you consider yourself otaku?
Otaku.
I think she is an otaku. ちょっとオタクですよ。
Welcome back. It is a new day. And speaking of day, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I go out and I speak to Japanese language students currently based here in Fukuoka and hear about their experience so far since coming to Japan. Now, just before we get into it, if you haven't been here before and it's your first time watching and you do like this, consider subscribing. Truly helps me out. And if you have been here before, thank you so much for returning. And I've absolutely loved chatting to all of you in the comments below my previous videos and answering any questions that you've had. I am replying to everyone. So if you feel like you have any burning questions or anything like that, drop a comment below and I'll answer as best I can. All right, let's get into it. All right, can you introduce yourself, where you're from and what you're doing in Fukuoka?
Yeah, so my name is Bernardo. I am from Germany. I grew up in Hamburg, but have lived in Leipzig for the last few years. And I'm in Fukuoka to study in a language school for 1 year.
My name is Matt. I'm from the US, specifically, well, two places, California and Nevada. In Fukuoka right now, I'm a student. I'm going to a language school.
My name is Zach. I am from America, Georgia. I'm just a full-time student at Genki Jacks, which is a Japanese language school here in Fukuoka.
I'm Charlotte. I'm from the US, specifically Ohio.
And what are you doing here in Fukuoka?
So I'm studying here for a year in a language school.
僕も。でも my name is Tyler. I'm also from US, but I'm from Arizona. So
Fantastic. And you're here as a student also?
yes, we actually go to the same school.
Can I ask why you chose Japan and have you been here before?
The second question kind of answers the first one. So I came here in 2017, so like 7 years ago, and I was already an exchange student at Kyoto University. And I spent there a year, and that was, I don't know, just such a, I don't want to say life-changing experience because it sounds maybe a bit too much, but it was like, it impacted my personality, maybe a way of thinking and everything. And I always regretted that it was only that 1 year, and also that I didn't really learn the language back then. So last year I was like, okay, next year you either go or you never do it again. You just stop thinking about it because I was thinking about it for so many years. Now I'm back here to finish what I started.
I've been coming back and forth to this city and the whole island of Kyushu for the better part of the last 8 years. This is my favorite city in the whole country. I've spent a lot of time on the island of Kyushu. Actually, most of my time has been spent here on the island of Kyushu. And my first experience was in the U.S. Navy on the naval base in Sasebo.
What was your process on finding a language school? We tend to get a lot of questions around how people kind of found language schools and what was the best language school to choose from, because there are a lot, particularly here in Fukuoka.
I think my experience was a little different from other people at the school because I found the school that I'm in now through an American nonprofit.
Oh, right.
I was an AmeriCorps volunteer, so I had this like education stipend, and I needed to find a way to use it to go abroad. And I just like was researching online, and I found this program called IPSL, and they're the ones that connected me with their team in Japan. So they kind of helped me with that process.
So when I was first originally searching, I wasn't focused on Fukuoka specifically.
Right.
Originally, I was looking throughout Japan. I eliminated the Kansai area, like Osaka, Kyoto, Kobe, because I've already been there. And it was interesting and fun, but I want to try a different area in Japan. For Hokkaido, I just love nature. I'm an outdoorsy guy. And I've never been to that part of Japan, and I kind of want to live there. Ended up finding some schools there, but none that supported a student visa. And I looked into Nagoya too, and I had applied there. I finished the applications, I finished the interview. I had also applied for this school at the same, at their main branch here in Fukuoka. And at the time, the school was pretty much full. Yeah, so I had everything set for Nagoya, and literally like 2 weeks before my departure date, they're pretty much like, oh yeah, we opened up here in Fukuoka. Would you like to go? So they're like, we'll transfer over everything that you've done for a Nagoya application all the way here in Fukuoka. I'm like, oh okay, yeah, for sure. Like this is like a really awesome spot. So I decided to change my plans up, and now I'm here in Fukuoka. So
I think you made the right choice.
yes.
How hard was the process of moving to Japan for yourself?
A little bit more stressful,
Yeah.
a little more stress involved with this, but overall, looking back on it as a reflection, it really wasn't as bad as I kind of made it out to be. I made it harder on myself than it probably should have been.
I thought it was easy. I had no problems with it. But that's because I had like a lot of people helping me like through it and stuff.
Okay.
But just from my like side of things, it was really just like email the school. That was like the first thing I did. They gave me the information. You fill out the information. You don't have to pay anything until you fill out the information. If they try to make you do that, it's not good. Not good. Genki janai.
Be careful.
Yes, right. Don't pay anything without getting proper documents first.
Yeah.
But it was really just ask the school if I could do it. They told me the times I could come. I gave them my information. They sent me my COE, certificate of eligibility. So government saying I can be here and stuff. And after that, then you pay. Then it's just pretty smooth sailing from there. I thought it was an easy process. It's just a bit of like steps and stuff. Lots of documents, lots of
A
documentation.
lot of paperwork. Japan loves paperwork.
here. They do love paper here. Yeah.
Can you explain to us kind of what your accommodation situation is right now, and kind of maybe if you mind sharing how much you're paying monthly?
So my accommodation situation now is better. I got my apartment that I'm living in right now just like a few days ago. So I had to live in Japan for like 2.5 weeks or something, like in capsule hotels, like as a kind of like a tourist. Yeah, and it was kind of hard. Before I came, I underestimated it. I was like, okay, I'll do it. It's fine. It's easy. It's fun. It sounds like an adventure. But being here now, I realized, oh man, living in a capsule hotel for 2.5 weeks is not that easy. But long story short, I'm in a apartment now. I kind of got it through school. I was a bit too late for like the good ones from school, so they didn't have anyone anymore, and they gave me like the number or the contact details of an agency, which was really good and really comfortable if you are far away from Japan and you want to come and you need someone to just take care of that job and get you an apartment. It's perfect, but it's more pricey because, of course, they do everything for you. It costs money, right? So I paid like 2 or 2.5 rents only to get my apartment, and that's money I'm never going to see again. So it's just like, come on here and now help me get an apartment. And my rent is, I don't remember if it's 63,000 or 65,000, something around that.
So around $630 Australian, I guess, if you convert it. Not sure what the US,
I
right?
feel like it's a bit under 500 euros for the ones who are also from Europe like me. In Fukuoka, it is more on the pricey side, I think. But compared to what I pay in Germany, it's okay. For the location, I live very close to the main station of Fukuoka. And it's 1 LDK, which is for Japanese, kind of more, bit bigger. For one person at least, it's good, it's big. But at the same time, I also don't have any furniture. So right now, my apartment is just a futon. Just a futon, yes, I have furniture and everything, yeah.
I'm currently staying in a homestay, which is like with a host family. I'm doing that for 2 months, and then I'm moving into an apartment, but it's like a shared house, like a dorm system almost. But for now, I'm with my host family, and I really like it.
Pretty kind.
They're super nice, they're super helpful, and they were really useful in helping me adjust into like my routine here. My housing and tuition total was about $20,000, but like I said, I had that scholarship, so it cut the cost about in half for me.
Cool.
But that was for the full year tuition, housing, and food. Food for the first 2 months is included in that.
So you get housing, school, and food, or at least food for the first 2 months for that price.
Yeah.
Mad deals.
Right.
Do you have any advice for anyone watching that might be interested in coming to Japan, either for work or as a student?
First of all, I would say, if you have not come to Japan, maybe do a little, come on vacation first. Maybe come here for like, I don't know, a week or 2 weeks or something to check out if it's really what you want to do, especially if you're from a country that is super different. If you maybe come from an Asian country, it's probably easier for you, but I'm a person who loves to go to places that are super different, but maybe you're not, and I've met people who are not, and it's kind of shocking in the beginning for some, especially because no one speaks English and you can't read anything, and it's difficult to like get around.
Before you come out here, make sure that you have a good amount of money saved up, because you don't know what you're going to be able to do whenever you do get out here. You may not be able to find a job immediately, so keep that in mind. So I'd say, after tuition, save up another 10, 15,000 if you can, if not more, so that way you have a little bit of money in the bank whenever you come out here. Also, keep in mind that it may be a culture shock to a lot of people coming out here, so you can't be the same way, act the same way that you would in your home country. So there's courtesies out here that you have to really pay attention to. You don't want to disrespect the culture out here.
What's been your favorite thing about Fukuoka?
Ooh, Fukuoka? I like food.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Everyone's go-to usually is ramen.
It is the home of the best ramen in the world.
But you'll be surprised, there's a lot of good food here, especially local food here. Not just in Fukuoka, but like Kyushu area. And if you ask around, especially when you're meeting people here, they'll give you recommendations outside of the usual like ramen, sushi, onigiri, And not just the food, but the experience with people that you eat with.
Yeah.
They have all these stories, especially if you go to like here, specifically in like Fukuoka, if you go to a yatai, which is like the stall where it's specifically here, it's popular here, and you get to sit around and you listen to the obasans and the oji-sans, the old
Telling the stories.
yeah, telling the stories. It's
Yeah.
pretty interesting. It's all part of the atmosphere, and that's what makes like the food experience here just as good as just eating the food itself.
Just the diversity here, right? Like it's
Good
like
point.
there's the main station, like literally right over that way, like Central City, and there's the night district, like 2 stops after that. But then you can also take the station an hour that way. I went to Koga an hour away like last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that, and it's like traditional Japan. Like barely anyone there, traditional housing right by the beach. Everything's just so beautiful there and so like quiet. But then you can come an hour back and it's like, oh, you're right in the middle of it again. Something you really can't do in like Tokyo and stuff because it's so big. But Fukuoka is such like not a small city, but it's not like the entertainment doesn't stretch as far, So it's like there's just so much diversity. There's so much to do. There's so much like different things to experience. I think over my year here, even if I explored every week, a new place every week, I would still not have done everything. So there's just so much, to experience.
It's gotta feels a little bit never ending, right?
That's a good thing though. Never ending story. It's a never ending story.
Finally, do you reckon that you guys, since you are Nihongo Gakusei, that you could introduce yourself to in Japanese to the viewers right now, to let you know where you're at with your Japanese level?
I don't think
So maybe
this is very telling of where I should be. I can try it.
Yeah, give it a go. You want to go first, huh?
Yeah, sure, it's fine. 僕はタイロホンですと、今福岡 Oh, living? What is living? I forget. Sunde. Sunde.
はい。
Whatever, we're gonna skip that part. アメリカから来ましたと、今は日本語の学生ですね。Right? 日本語の学生。ない。全然。That's all I got.
Mate,
That's
not
all I got.
bad.
That's all I
Not
got.
bad, champion. That was pretty good. And yourself, Charlotte?
私はシャルトです。私もアメリカから来ました。オハイオから来ました。
Guys, 皆さん、日本語上手ありがとうございます。
はじめまして。私はザクです。アメリカ人です。元気ジャックスの学生です。
Nice.
皆さんこんにちは。私はベルナルドです。ドイツから来ます。20歳です。what else? はい、今日本で日本語の学校に行っています。後でわかりません。今まで。ごめんなさい。はい。じゃあ。
Arigato. Okay, and finally, can you introduce yourself in Japanese and where you're from?
はい、マトと申します。アメリカに住んでいましたが、フィリピンに生まれて、ずっとアメリカのカリフォルニアに育ってて、で、今は日本に来たばかりなので、日本語を勉強中で、まあ楽しみにしていますね。 はい。
ありがとうございます。日本語上手。
まだです。
So what do you think? Drop a comment below. Love to hear from you. But also, what do you think of this legend? What a champion, hey? I just want to say a big thank you to Bernardo, Zach, Tyler, Charlotte, and Matt for lending their time today and sharing their experience so far throughout Japan. I super appreciate it. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. Until next time, ciao mata. See you later.